Oh, this is exciting. Again, I'm still nervous. I don't know what's happening. All right, folks. Let's do the opener and then run the opening video, and then we'll start from there. So let's do it that way. But real quick FYI, the opening page everybody's seeing right now is kind of a half throwback to our old ender, our old closer. I used to have uh, the not my hero,
Demon Slayer.
the Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer characters running at the end that kind of represented all of us. And you got me up in the left hand corner, which is Tanjiro. You got Kim in the upper right hand corner.
Hey, what makes you Tanjiro? We never did actually debate this. What makes you Tanjiro?
because
why am I not?
because I run this joint. Damn it, I run this joint.
Wow, I'm gonna fight you for that.
Kevin is Zenitsu.
Zeminitsu. Dang it, I can't even say it now.
Zenitsu. And Eric, you are Inosuke, my friend. because
Of
you
course
are
I'm Inosuke.
because you are loud. That's why.
Yeah.
All right. This is episode 68 of the podcast. I'm joined by Blackout.
What up?
And today we're going to chat about our gaming pet peeves. So I hope you're ready for that.
You mean, it got renamed. You want to know what really grinds my gears?
Well, that might be copyright infringement. So we're going to do grinds our gamer gears.
Look at Peter Griffin copyrights everything. I mean, he steals everything, so I don't want to hear anything about copyrighting some Peter Griffin stuff.
He really does. He really does. In the meantime, we're going to play the opener and cut this lovely music, which you get to see soon.
Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of Experience Points Podcast. And don't forget, gamers, to
Level up.
Nice. It actually worked out really good. I like it. No more nerves. All right, guys. In the background, I'll be playing some Echoes of Wisdom, just running around doing random stuff. Nothing spoilery or too important. But yeah, we're gonna chit chat about our grinded gears. So Jones, I'll let you go ahead and get started.
You want to know what really grinds my gears, Zero Sin?
Really? Did you really have to start like that?
Since we're starting at the beginning, it's tutorials. And I mean, I like tutorials, but they need to have an option where you can skip a tutorial or turn them off altogether. Because I understand, like, you might accidentally skip a tutorial and you don't want to do that. But I mean, like, have it in the options menu before you even start the game, or tutorials on, off. Because some of them things, they be telling you some very basic stuff, and they be lasting a very, very long time.
You know what
So,
grinds?
yeah.
You know what grinds my gears?
What?
When people don't call them tutorials.
Well, I mean, look.
I've learned so much about you,
Sometimes
Jones.
you need tutorials, especially you. I don't want to hear anything about you complaining about tutorials, because I have to tell you that, man, how do I do this? It's
Okay. First
dude.
of all, you totally missed it because they're called tutorials, not tutorials.
Oh, whatever. Shut up. Don't be trying to grab me, please.
You are from the South, my friend. It's okay.
I'm not from the South, but
South
I
side
have
of Chicago.
in the South.
That's where that comes from.
Okay, fine. You got me there too.
You're so funny. Yes, I trust me. I definitely understand because I literally just skipped through. And actually, in this game, this is one of them. Damn tutorials, they last forever nowadays. Do you know how long the Cyberpunk tutorial lasted?
3 hours.
It had to be at least 6 hours.
Oh.
And that's
Ew.
not an exaggeration, but they do a good job integrating it in the story. So it's okay, but when I'm 6 hours in, I don't want you to tell me how to switch weapons.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. Just get it all out the way in the beginning. You
Hit
know,
the.
handy tooltips are fine, but like when they just straight up be doing like, okay, you can't play because you have to go and do talk to this person and the other got to teach you how to do this for the next hour and a half, even though it's like, oh look, I could have been doing so much right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh really? You teach me how to shoot a gun or a bow? Thank you.
Uh
I couldn't have figured that out. Even though
huh.
you already like gave us the basic understanding of how gameplay works, because we're freaking not 5-year-old toddlers. Thank you.
5-year-old what?
5-year-old toddlers.
Oh, toddlers.
I guess 5 years old and toddler ain't the same thing.
No,
Fine, a 5-year-old youngster.
no, no. I heard something different. I heard toppers. I said, what the hell is a
Oh,
topper?
that sounds like some food.
Like, what is going on here? Some language I don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Um, my first one, it actually came up in the game I was playing recently. Um, but they actually did a good job of it. It brought it to my mind. So I've been kind of like going back and forth with what games I'm playing right now. Because again, everybody knows I just want to play freaking Monster Hunter.
Oh, we
Um,
know.
so I'm just playing whatever I can, like games I've never played before, or I haven't played in a very long time. So Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of them, and that's the third uh, re-release of no, the third reboot of the series. It's the third in
See,
the
doing
trilogy,
too much
and
right there.
and I thought I played it, but apparently I did not. Ooh, that would have hurt. Um, but I started playing it, and they have like stealth missions really early on in the game, which is fine. But then they tell you to hide in the bushes, so I'm expecting the damn bushes to be like knee high, and I'm like standing there in the open field, talking about, you can't see me. And that's one of my huge pet peeves. Just freaking hiding in like low grass to do a stealth mission. They can see your whole ass head, and then they walk straight
You're
up. They
camouflage
walk straight
because
up to you,
you're
and they're like, "It's clear over here." They do that every time, and it drives me wild. They hop on their little walkie-talkie, and they're like, "It's clear, sir. Keep going." And I'm staring at their freaking belly button. Kills me. And the worst offender of that is freaking Assassin's Creed.
Oh, for Assassin's Creed, well, yeah, okay. So I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a while, but yes, their point of stealth is ridiculous. You can literally be right in front of them, but
Uh huh.
oh, you're like 5 inches out of their little bubble, so they can't see you.
Exactly. And in some games, if you use like a special skill, you can see like the enemy's cone of sight, which is nice, which is fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm standing in the open alley and the character is turned directly at me and they still can't see me, that's a problem. There's
You know,
something wrong.
two games that are very big offenders of that I know of: Spider-Man and Batman.
Oh
Both of
Lord.
them. They are so like, I'm like, how did I not get caught? I'm Spider-Man. I'm literally the dude's like looking at me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna whip my web up to the ceiling. How did they not think to look up after they pretty much saw me, like, or at least a blur, a red and blue blur, so you know it was Spider-Man or something. Like, why would you look into the ceiling?
Like, I wonder what that swooshing sound is.
Yeah.
It's just the wind, sir. It's just the wind. It's okay.
Uh,
And then another thing that grinds my gears is when there's like when there's one person in one room and you're like in a freaking like warehouse full of people, and there's several different floors and several different rooms,
oh
and
god.
then you alert one person who doesn't have any kind of walkie-talkie, any kind of
Uh-huh.
means of communication, and then the whole building
The music starts blasting. Like,
comes down on you. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Like, how did you
people
even do
from
that?
outside.
Freaking
People that you
telepathy.
literally, if you went around the whole warehouse, you wouldn't see them. But if you
Yep.
aggro that one person, they just freaking materialize.
Now, one person that stood in the corner staring at the wall for the last hour and a half is all of a sudden aware of what's going on. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Staring at the wall and staring at the wall and staring at the upside wall. Jackasses. How about you?
Yeah.
What's another one?
Okay. Another thing that really grinds my gears: censorship in games, especially when it's stupid censorship. Like, they'll just
Oof.
take away. I mean, I understand certain things because especially in the West, where they think that we're like little dandies that can't handle anything. I don't know if that. I'm sorry.
Wow, he
Let me
said
read that.
little dandies. What is this,
I don't know.
1926?
I don't even know if that's racist or what. I'm sorry. I apologize. I just used the
Wow.
word because it
I
sounded
just
cute.
learned something else about Jones.
I'm not racist. I just said a dandy. Like, like Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Uh huh. Good cover.
Okay, anyway, let me just stop before I get myself even further
Yeah,
into the
let's cut that out real
bandwagon.
quick.
So anyway, so anyways, I hate when it's just like they just censor the smallest things. Like, okay, so I was playing. I mean, I played this Streets of Rage 3 in the Japanese version yesterday because somebody just told me to play it, and I'm just not. I'm not even gonna go on to the point of what I noticed when I played this Streets of Rage 3 in Japanese. But let's just say they had a character that did not make it to the West, and I actually understand why this
Was this
particular
character a
character.
dandy?
Actually, what was his name? It wasn't Dandy. Oh yeah, I guess you could say he was a dandy. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess you could say he was a dandy. But neither here nor now. I'm not now that particular character. It probably was best that it got clipped because that would have been some huge ass repercussions going back to Japan about this character. But regardless, it just gets into how like they have so many weird things they cut out. Like I'll actually watch a video comparing Streets of Rage 3 to Bare Knuckle 3. Basically, Bare Knuckle 3 is a Japanese game. So look, even at the very opening, like they show like the city like exploding in the Japanese version, while America just skips straight to you getting this letter. Like, okay.
Hmm.
And then it's like I didn't really go into too much detail, but apparently they actually changed the storyline in the American in the Western release of the game compared to the Japanese. I would have actually loved to have found out more about it, but it was like 4 a.m. and I was really getting tired, so I didn't want to go too far down that well. But regardless, he had some weird censorships like, okay, Streets of Rage 2 Blaze, apparently when you do a jump kick, you can see her panties
Oh Lord.
in the Japanese version. Not playing.
And that's where you
It's such
pause
a
the game.
bait. Uh,
And that's where you
uh,
pause the game.
yeah, but like, you don't know about this stuff in America because it's completely censored. Like, they don't
Dude,
even want to give us the chance. Like, okay, Streets of Rage is already a mature game. You're going around literally beating up street tough thing like a crazy psychopath that tries to take over the freaking city and stuff like that. So like,
hmm
kids that shouldn't be playing that game aren't gonna be playing that game. But second of all, this is back in the 16-bit era when the graphics are so bad. So like, yeah, like Blaze does this jump kick and like she has like you can see like a little G string or something like that from panties. And you won't even notice this unless you're actually looking for it. I'm gonna tell you right now. You have to really be trying hard to see this.
well, speaking of look for it, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I'm really not because, yeah. Uh, back when you used to play Street Fighter back in the day.
Okay, I mean, I already know where this is going because I'll probably guilty of the exact same
You play
thing.
with Chung Li, you do the spinning bird
Oh
kick.
yeah.
I would pause it like every couple of seconds to try to get the
You just hear that for like 5 minutes. You know how that Super Nintendo pause
It's the
screen
same
was.
sounds I was making outside the game. How you doing?
Oh boy. But yeah, so I mean, but it's just like let people decide if they should play a game if it's censored or not. Like, don't just censor for no reason. And then there's like other weird censorships. Like they just changed the color. Like I was wondering, like even in the box art of Streets of Rage 3, Axel has a white shirt and Blaze has a regular red outfit. But like in the game, for some reason, Axel got a gold shirt and Blaze has like a white outfit on. I'm like, why did they do this? I didn't even realize it. They just censored it for no. I don't know. I don't think it was censorship in this case. I think they were just trying to change it for no good reason for changing. Like, oh, let's just make this change. Like, why did you make this change?
Right. Well,
It's like it makes no sense.
that's how they do it, especially with those Japanese translations. Yeah, they're pretty.
And my theory though is they were just trying to make it seem like it was less like Streets of Rage 2 because like the Japanese Streets of Rage 3 had a lot of things that looked similar to Streets of Rage 2. And I know it's like basic, but I was watching this comparison video for like when they show their power gauge and stuff. In Streets of Rage 2 they showed like hearts or something like that based or no stars that based off like how powerful they were. like like they like Axel would have a 3 in attack, like a 2 in speed or something like that. And Streets of Rage 3 did the stars on the the Japanese version, but in America they changed it to like like dots, like Mega Man life bars type thing going sideways. I'm like, why did you even change that? There's no reason that you had to make some of these changes. It was so stupid.
That's what they do.
Oh, but then other things like censorship again, like they just completely omit levels or other things. Because I don't know why. I don't know why they do it, or even just versions of the games. Like I'm not gonna go as far as to say Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo versus Genesis, because we know that was just a whole different. That was Nintendo's thing right
Red
there.
blood versus green blood.
It was sweat versus blood. That's what you're talking about. They didn't have no kind of blood in Mortal Kombat 1.
That was sweat. I thought it was an option to turn it green somewhere.
I think that was Mortal Kombat 1 on Genesis. Like I think it was green blood versus red blood or something like that. I don't know, with the dollar code or the ABAC code. But you get what I'm saying. So it's like they just censor stuff. There's like other things where they just like omit like content completely. They didn't. Okay, Street Fighter Alpha 2. They renamed my man Sodom's name on the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter Alpha 2 because Sodom sounds like sodomy.
Yep.
But that was so stupid. I don't even remember what his name was. But it was just sounded so ridiculous. It was worse because he's already a Final Fight character that appeared in Final Fight.
That's where you came from? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was one of the, I think he was Final Fight 1 or 2. Yeah, he came from Final Fight. A lot of characters from Street Fighter Alpha, if you didn't know them, they came from Final Fight.
So,
Straight up.
Cool. That's good to know. I did not know at all. Well, speaking of old school games, one of my next pet peeves is the freaking same footstep sounds. Now, back in the day, obviously, that wasn't gonna change, but freaking games nowadays have no reason to not have different footstep sounds. What'd you say?
I say, yep. And it's like usually those stealth games that are mainly always have that one basic ass sounding footstep sound.
Now, I mean, it sounds like I'm being like really picky about this, but again, if I'm playing the game in 2020 and above, you have different footstep sounds, David. Like if I'm walking on the grass, it should sound like the grass. If I'm walking on a pavement, it should sound like the freaking pavement. And that's just one little thing that I always kind of look out for, especially if I'm playing like a new retro inspired game. I check to see if they do that, if they change it on purpose. Because sometimes games will do that on purpose, and it depends on the game. It's okay for some games, but hold on a second, I sneeze. Excuse me. But for other games, no, it is not okay.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, okay, so like that's actually a pet peeve of mine. If I didn't even realize, and like I just scan for that stuff every time I play a game. Like I'm always listening to what stuff sounds like when I'm walking in anything. If I'm sounding like I'm walking like on some freaking pavement when I'm like in the grass or something like that, that just instantly irritates me, and then it's gonna bother me for the rest of the game because I hear it every time. Like actually, a game that's pretty good at it, and even to a more extent, like just like what kind of shoes you're wearing should also matter. But like Final Fantasy 14 actually does pretty good with doing different footsteps for different situations. Like your footsteps are gonna sound different if you're in the grass versus on the ground, on a road or whatever. But it's also gonna sound different depending on what kind of shoes you're wearing. If you're wearing like some heavy scale mail boots, it's gonna sound like clanky sound. But if you're wearing like some, high heels, is gonna make heel sounds. If you're wearing no shoes, it's gonna have like whatever the hell feet sound like. And if you're walking in the rain, it's gonna sound like water.
Yep. They definitely do a good job with that. Damn it.
Yeah, so like they other games really need to step up their game when it's like. See, that's actually one thing I would say kind of about. I know this is a really old game, and we never even played it until like it came out on the Switch. But Secret of Mana 2, which was on Super Nintendo, the footsteps was like the one thing that really bothered me about that game. It just sounded so loud and irritating, no matter where you were walking. Like, Like, no, I don't need to hear that. I wish you could just turn that off.
That's funny. Yeah, it's definitely a pain. Um, a game that did well with that was a game called Hollow Knight. You might remember that game.
Yes, I
My
believe it was one of your games of the year.
Yes, and they did a fantastic job. The character was tiny. He had tiny little feet, so his feet really didn't make too much noise. Um, but when he did go to different areas, they changed it up, and I was very grateful for that. Like the small attention to detail is what really makes those game experiences pop, especially for
In fact,
indie games.
I'm not going to take back what I said. It don't matter if it was on Super Nintendo, because The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past even did footsteps right. When you at the Pegasus booth, like, if you're like running on like that clanky stuff inside the castle, it's gonna sound like you're running on the clankiness.
And
if you're running in the grass.
And it was crisp too.
Yes. Yes, but of course that also goes back to how much I love the rain in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past in the opening part. But we're not going to talk about the rain.
We have not done an episode yet. I'm going to say it just right now. The next episode is going to be okay. So this is gaming pet peeves. The next episode is things that games have done right, which is basically the opposite of this episode. And the episode after that, we are doing the top 10 ranging games. I don't care. It's happening. Damn it. Damn it. Another one of mine, and this is I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
When characters hand over things and there's nothing in their hand. I understand. I understand the purpose. I'm going to hand over this entire armoire to you.
Oh god, that pisses me off. Like every time I'm looking at these cutscenes, there, voice acting and everything. It's like, here, have this. It's like, you just show your hand and it ain't got nothing in it. It couldn't be that hard to, you got emotes to make these things appear. It couldn't be that hard to have something in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Even if it's like a bootleg, rudimentary something, it doesn't have to be exactly what it is. Just be something in the damn hand.
It can just be like a damn box or a piece of like an apple. Just something. It would look better than like the stereotypical like some games have a leaf that represents an item or something like that. It could be a freaking leaf. Just be something. Actually, it'd be tombstones. They love their tombstones, and they just like show you handing over like a tombstone or something like that.
It's tiny.
Yeah, it would work. But no, it's just here, have the air. It's like here, I just gathered like 5,000 corpses, but it's gonna look like I'm literally holding nothing. Okay, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. A bag, they can just have a generic looking bag. You can always put something in the sack.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. With the money sign on it. How you doing?
Stereotypical bank robbery scene.
I'm leaving the bank with this money. With this bag of stuff.
Yeah.
How about you?
Another thing that grinds my gears is freaking heavy monetization, or more importantly, gotcha systems.
Yep, I'm surprised I didn't have that one on mine. Dude, I got like this 15, 20 checklist that I got going on, and that should have been at the top. Because that irks my nerve. Like games like Genshin and all those Genshin-esque type games, they're so good. They're so good until you get to the freaking gotcha part, and just like, and then they give you this huge splash screen with like 14 subheadings in it, and each one is a different gotcha system with a different money system to use. It's like, how many currencies do you need in this damn game? Like, are you serious?
That was gonna be a whole nother thing, but yeah. Yeah, for real. It's like, why you gotta have like 20 currencies? But yeah, the gotcha system, that needs to go. Like, come on. Especially games don't even let you play because you have to have like, it has like the what is it, endurance or something, whatever they call it, where basically you can't even play through the story because you only have so many crystals or whatever. These are mainly mobile games, but regardless, it's the fact that they exist. It's like, you have only so many crystals that you can use. You gotta either buy some more or you gotta wait.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can do this 5 times today, and once you do it 5 times, that's it. You can't do it again until tomorrow. Wait 24 hours. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with you people?
And then to expand upon that, another one of my grinding gears is in fact multiple currencies. Like it's just even on non-gotcha games, they be having like 20,000 currencies, or they be having the regular currency, but then they also gonna have like the it's not gotcha, but it's still monetized. Like Street Fighter 6 is a real good example of that. I pre-ordered it. I was enjoying the whole theme of it. From what I thought it was gonna be like. You can earn your own earn currency in the game and that stuff. But guess what? That currency don't grow for shit. Anything you really want to get, you gotta use the pay currency. You have to basically use your credit card to buy this other currency to get like levels and stuff. Like you should be able to unlock levels by playing games and stuff.
Yep.
Like not this crap now where it's all DLC. You gotta pay for it and stuff like that. No, back in my day, the best example of this: Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yep.
You
Unlock them
started with like
colors.
16 or 24 characters. You remember how big that freaking character select screen is by the time you done?
Yes, sir.
And
And
you
it
did
was
not have to buy a single
nope.
character.
And it was so joyous unlocking those things, and it was so nice to like pick the color that you wanted to unlock, like going to that reward screen and scrolling through and actually being able to pick what you want. That was
Yeah.
nice. I hate when things are randomized. It makes me so mad. It's like, and then even on top of that, what's even worse is when it's randomized and then there's duplicates.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
That's like,
You're
come on,
basically
man.
playing like a slot machine.
Exactly. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? If you're gonna make it
Yeah,
random, at least just make it one damn time.
It was okay, so it was slightly not random Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like every time you went into the shop, you'd have like so many of the characters you could unlock. But if you didn't see a character you wanted, all you had to do was exit out and go back in, and it'd be some different ones.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. That was the one on Dreamcast, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Although they did have a PlayStation 2 version, which might have already had the characters unlocked, or you might have to unlock it again. I don't remember. I know, but yes, the original was on Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was so much joy, so much gaming joy, gaming goodness back in the day.
Yeah, and like all those kind of games back in that era, it was basically the same thing where you got currency from playing the game. You didn't have to do anything special. You just played the game, and you could unlock characters or whatever, or also do special feats like beat the game, unlock a character, like beat the game with one character, unlock a different character. Like exactly, they had it was just the in-game reward, the in-system rewards rather you paying for everything, and doing that honestly, it gives like a bad. It's just not good for our our younger generation because they just think they can buy everything.
Yep.
And that's how they actually act like that in real life because of that.
Yep. There's no patience. There's no tolerance for waiting. It's like, come on, man. So yeah. And that's exactly why I make my little guy do things a certain way because you're gonna learn patience. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
This generation is like born without
They
it.
have no patience.
He gonna learn
No
it.
patience.
Gonna learn today.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Oh, good lord. Okay, one of mine. It kind of goes along with what you said before. Voiceless main characters.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14 all over again.
All over again. I love my girl. I love Fia. Love my main character. But when she stands there and she does that shoulder shrug and she tilts her head to the side, I just want to smack her.
Or they start, hey, please explain this. And they start doing that thing with their moving their hands around. Like, this is what I'm trying to say, but I can't say it.
I mean, I get it because it's supposed to be you. I understand. But if you can give the character a laugh and a grunt, you could do a little bit more.
Exactly. They could easily give you what. I understand they don't say your name, so you have to say like adventurer, warrior, light, hero, whatever. That's fine because sometimes it's hard to I don't think you actually want to hear certain computer trying to pronounce names. It'll just sound weird. But yeah, they definitely need to give you a voice. Like I think Genshin's another example. Although Genshin, the main character has a voice, but she just doesn't talk because of time or
Exactly.
But yeah, like they could easily fix that. Oh, and then going further to that, the other thing that grinds my gears is games that could easily have full voice acted like stories that don't. And I'm looking at you again, Final Fantasy 14, especially this expansion. Without spoiling anything, all I'm gonna say is that there is really feels like that they could have had more voice acted parts. And I'm not even talking about like side quests and like other content, which they also should do because they definitely make enough money to afford it.
Mm-hmm.
But just even the main scenario, at the very least, the main scenario should completely be voice acted. Other games do it. Freaking Genshin does it, and that doesn't have nearly the budget that Final Fantasy does. Unless other than people spending thousands of dollars on gacha stuff. But regardless of that, Final Fantasy has the Mog Station. I mean, that's basically their gacha system. Everybody gets Fantasias. Look, I know you're Mr. Mind Changer, but people be Mr. Mind Changer every damn day with their character. Ooh, I want to be a cat boy. Oh, I want to be an Aurora. I want to be a bunny. I want to be a cat girl. I want to be this. I want to be that. Like I know people who literally change their character like every 2 or 3 days, and those Fantasias are like what, $10 a pop. So they got fund the freaking trip to Florida or something like this. Random thing, does a trip to someplace.
Good lord.
With how much they be spending on freaking Fantasia. So don't tell me that you all ain't made enough money. Let's not forget, they charge us for the expansions, which is a full price game. They charge us a monthly subscription as well.
Mm-hmm.
You could at least fork out a little extra money to hire the voice actors to do like the entire story.
True. I agree. I mean, I definitely enjoy the stuff that's there. They do a good job with the voices, with what they do, but
They can do more.
They can do more. And then, of course, you come across those characters that the voices don't match. That's another pet peeve of mine. I'm looking at you, Toblin.
Oh God, totally. It looks like a little, like he'd be like a sweet sounding little boy, like, hey, totally not like, no, I'm totally y'all.
You
Come
gonna chase down these alpacas over here.
Right. Third promise, step forward, please.
That just sounds like an evil genius right there.
I mean, he does sound like an evil genius. Like I thought he was about to use something evil just hear that voice. Like, come on. Like the bird people, they sounded fine. Never mind, you might not made that part of your song. But
Nope.
point is, totally, yeah. Or like almost every Lala Phil. Every male Lala Phil.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which one was the evil one in the beginning?
Telegy Adelegy. He has
Yep.
cold name.
That fool. Yeah, that is a badass name.
I don't know what you said. I'm Telegy Adelegy. What you gonna do, fool? Like, look, I didn't like him, but I respected that cold name.
I mean,
I don't think there was ever a better named character.
Well, next time you get a male cat, we know exactly what you're gonna name it.
Lord.
You can call him TA for short. Good old Telegy. Another one of mine is, okay, so in a lot of like action games like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and God of War and stuff like that, they give you a ton of lore in those games. And since you're an adventurer, basically, you can find like little pieces of lore that you can either read or listen to. And sometimes the character will like read them out loud, or other times it'll be like a tape recorder, and you could listen to it. You can listen to it, but in most games, like you can't listen to it while you're walking around. Some games do that. I think most games nowadays, if they have that thing in there, that they'll let them do that. But like say for instance, I was playing the other day I was playing Tomb Raider, and you walk around and you find these tape recorders of your dad talking, because the main story is all about you trying to follow your dad's last clues to like this big treasure or whatever. Get off me, fool.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the first couple of ones, and I wanted to listen to them because I was interested. But as soon as you click off of it after you find it, it stops. Like, it's a tape recorder. Like, why can't I walk and listen to this tape recorder at the same damn time? That doesn't make any sense. Now something like a piece of paper or a pamphlet or old scroll that you find that the character has to stop and read, I understand that. But the freaking tape recorders, man, just let me listen to it as I'm walking around. Don't freaking stop those damn things. Especially, a lot of them are long. You know what I mean? So it takes
Yeah.
time for you to listen to it. And I'd rather be walking around finding stuff, picking up stuff, than having to stop for like 5 minutes just to listen to this one freaking recording.
Yeah,
Pisses
I
me off.
agree with you.
Pisses me off every single damn time. I think God of War did a good job with that though, because they let you walk around and actually fight with those damn things, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Diablo's pretty good with that too, actually, where you can just like, while you're listening to something, you can still go around fighting stuff.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You got another one?
Let's see, another one. I had it in my head. Give me a second. It was literally just there. Well, I'm gonna say another one that grinds my gears. So, I've been an advocate about this, and I'm gonna keep on being an advocate about it. When they freaking milk games and make part ones and twos and threes, when they could just put it in one
Looking at you,
game.
Final
Oh,
Fantasy.
I would be talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, yes. Now look, I know what you're gonna say. It's a big game and they couldn't do it all. But look,
Dude,
like
if they did that all one
75%,
shot, come on
they
now.
could. I would fine waiting like another year and playing it all together. Look, because by doing that, it kind of messes up your character, like not like your character growth, like your actual levels and stuff from the original game. Because look, you were like level 50 when you beat Final Fantasy VII
True, true,
Remake,
true.
and then you start off at like level 20 or lower like that in Rebirth. That kind of pisses me off. And what happened to all of my cool ass material and stuff that I had? Oh, it just vanished. But if they was just one long game, you'd have all your stuff. There wouldn't be nothing shenanigan or hard to explain about it. They
It's
wouldn't
true.
have a thing like, oh, you powered down because of something happened while you were doing it. No, they just straight up, no, you gonna get de-leveled, bro. I don't care what you had before. You weak again now.
You wicked again, Oos.
And again, look. I know it's a big game, and I still haven't beaten it. I promise you, I'm working on it this year. But regardless of the fact, as far from what I've played, at least 60% of the game has been like just side quests. I mean, not side quests or side quests. I like the side quests, but I don't mean the side quests. They've been mini games and extra exploring for things that doesn't really need to be done. Like, it's cool that you get like you can go explore, but those towers start to get a little irritating when you just gotta climb up 50,000 towers to do the exact same thing and press the button. It just gets a little tiring when you're in like the third region and you're doing the same thing. Okay, look, I liked it in the first region. It was cool. Make it something different in the other regions at least.
Yeah, true. Well, there was one mini game that annoyed the hell out of me. I don't know if you've seen it yet. And I mean, it's not a spoiler or anything, but it's just once you get to it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So at some point in time, you come across this lady that lost her chickens.
Oh,
Yes,
Lord.
yes,
I
I
haven't
said
done
chickens.
this one, but it sounds like it's gonna be a mess.
And you have to help her catch all three chickens, and you can't just walk up to them and catch them because they're chickens, and they're freaking, they run all over the damn place. So she has this great idea of having a tin box on a string, and you basically have. She says her chickens loves this box thing, so you basically have to like string it along and let them follow you all the way back to her place.
Oh God.
And one of them is really far. Really far.
Oh no.
I'm like,
No.
bruh. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Yep. It was
that just sounds horrible.
it was quite the
really
pain.
does.
I literally had to stop. I had to stop playing the game for a couple of days. I just got so irritated with that last chicken. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, that is the reason I haven't beaten this game yet. Because, like, I'm a completionist. I want to get everything done when I make it to it the first time. Like, it really got bad when I got to the damn push-ups again. Like, I think I spent like 2 days just getting those damn sit-ups with Tifa. I mean, it was nice to watch, but other than that, it was still misery. I failed that final one at least 30, 40, 50 times. It's so specific. So, when I finally did it, I'm like, damn, okay, I'm done. Like, I think I really did stop playing for like a month after that. Like, I just got tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back, and I was close to the gold saucer. So I got to the gold saucer. That place is full of mini games. So
You were like, oh no.
I
And this
did a
ended-
couple of those things. I had to stop again.
Didn't the same thing happen to you with the parade?
I did the parade in like a day or two. I was still pretty hyped on that part, so that didn't stop me. I think I stopped a little after that though.
Gotcha. Ow.
I think it was when I first got to Costa del Sol, because that's when they had all the other stuff you had to do,
Mm-hmm.
like the stupid shooting mini games. I mean, I liked the
Ah,
mini games, but they were just too many.
damn it. Oop,
They were just too many.
yes.
Actually, I take that back. No, there was a different reason I stopped. Well, I didn't really stop. I was just trying to enjoy myself in Costa del Sol for reasons. Like I didn't leave out of Costa del Sol for like 2 weeks.
I mean, it definitely
I
had
was,
a few mini games in there, but I enjoyed those mini games.
no, I enjoyed them, but I'm a completionist. So like, if I just played it once or twice and then walked away without getting the best score, I'd have been fine. But I had to get the best score on everything, and that, my friend, is where the rub is. Because I know for a fact that to get the platinum in that game, you have to get like a perfect score on like the top score on like every single mini game. I don't even know if I'm gonna get that platinum. I didn't get platinum in the original 7 remake, and this one actually what I hear is really hard to get because of some of the stuff you have to do. So I might not even worry about that anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can definitely be a pain. That's why I don't worry about too many platinums. Unless I'm like,
Well,
unless I'm
my
really, really enjoying the game, and then I'll platinum. But
like yeah, like your game of the year from I believe was 2023. Or I don't know. I know you. The last platinum I know that you got and actually enjoyed doing was the game that you keep on telling me I have to play after I finish Rebirth.
Octopath Traveler 2, baby. Let's
Yes,
go.
and I'm playing it.
Yes, please. It's gonna be good
But
stuff.
yeah, like I haven't really had. I luckily I've like gone away from my trophy hunter days because that was just time consuming. I didn't even do it on bad games. Like I just do it because had to do it. I felt obligated to get the platinum because I was playing the game. That's actually why I didn't play through like so many Assassin's Creed games because I like burnt myself out so much doing Assassin's Creed 2. And I tried to start playing Brotherhood like the very next day. Like, nope. And I just sat it down and never went back.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing with that, but it wasn't platinum. It was just me trying to get through the Assassin's Creed games because I never played them before. Um, oh, come on now. Jump.
It
Ah.
was, the first time you play it is a very fun experience. But after that, it's like, just the same old thing.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, uh, Brotherhood was an amazing game just on its own, but aside from that, yeah, it got to be too much.
Oh, yeah. Which brings me to my next one. Now I remember.
Oh,
What really grinds my gears, and this mainly applies to sports games, but not only, games that release a game every single year that are almost the exact same game, or maybe a roster change or something small. I'm looking at you, 2K Sports.
it was one football game that came out. I think it was like uh, uh, FIFA 19 or something like that, and then like FIFA 20 came out, and they said it was literally the exact same game with a one character change or one like team change, and that was it because like the teams had like switched or whatever. So that was
Yeah,
like the only thing that they had changed, and people
exactly.
still
And they
bought the
charge you
damn game.
$60 for that stuff. $60 or however much games cost. I think it's $70 now. But yeah, that kind of really that just really pisses me off when they could just spend the time, maybe let you buy a $10 update patch to basically bring it from 23 to
Shoot.
24,
Mm.
something cheap, like maybe $20 at the most. Update all the rosters, everything else. 2K WWE is another fine example of that. They always say they make so many improvements, but like a lot of times they don't be improvements. Now, I will admit they did make like graphical improvements in like 24 over 23 or something like that. But beyond that, it's like the same game every time. It's the same game. You could just release like a patch to fix that kind of stuff rather than bring out a whole new game.
Thousand
They have
percent.
basically the same options. You add like one extra option, and then you like go back 5 steps on something else.
Yeah, that's definitely a pain. Go, go, go! Ah, damn it! Stupid wheels. I'm trying to get past this one part and just kick it my ass. Um, Final Fantasy 14 again. Bad checkpointing. Oh, I
Let's hear it.
hate going through a dungeon and like getting to a boss and dying for whatever reason. You got to start all the way back to the beginning. For why? Doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Right?
sir, I actually have some good news for you about that one.
Oh,
They actually have fixed that for Dawn Trail. They haven't done it for older dungeons yet, but like Dawn Trail dungeons, if you die, even
mm-hmm.
before like the first boss, you take the shortcut, takes you right to the boss now. That is actually
Hey.
one thing they've been listening. I will say the community, like the producers, directors, and stuff, they do listen to what people are complaining about. But yes,
Nice.
in other games or in Final Fantasy 14 before Dawn Trail, yes, I completely agree with you. Checkpointing is terrible sometimes.
Kicking my ass. Killing me. Go, 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 go. Got it. Oh, jeez.
Yay.
And I mean, that was a pain. I'll come back to that one later. A couple more here. Let's see. Oh, enemy recycling. Good lord. Now, I understand for like indies and stuff like that, because they got, not as many resources. I get that. I get that. That's not a problem. But when it comes like those big AAA titles and whatnot, and they have the same enemies over and over again with different colors or different hats or,
Different sizes
uh, it's like, come on, man.
or a
This,
slight different weapon. Yeah, I agree. Like, and number one, I mean, I love Legend of Zelda, but Legend of Zelda is definitely guilty of this.
that's actually true
Like,
because I literally just whipped out like four different echoes out of just the same enemy with different weapons.
yeah. But oh, you have the moblin. Oh, you have the boblin, or
Yep.
there's like they
The
change the
moblin, the
letter, but the
bokoblin,
exact same
and
thing, but different color scheme
then
or
the
slightly
spear,
bigger.
the spear
Yeah,
bokoblin. And it's like, come on, man.
exactly. It's like, come on, you have such a rich world. How you gonna have the same enemy 50,000 times? Like okay, old JRPGs, I can understand that to a point. Like you have the tiger, and you have the white tiger, and you have the black tiger. But that's because they have so many enemies in each dungeon. You're gonna have to recycle at some point. But yeah,
Hmm.
like like open world games should not be doing that.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And then along those same lines, I came across this again in Tomb Raider Rise. There's of course Lara Croft is the main character, and in this game she looks a bit more athletic and whatnot. But then in like a good 3-4 hours into the game, introduced into a female antagonist, and I swear she looks exactly like Lara Croft with red hair. I'm like, really, people? Because I thought it was her. I'm like, when the hell did her hair turn red? It wasn't her. It was this different chick with like a freaking Brit with like an Indian accent or something. I'm like, come on, man, you gotta be kidding me. It made me so
That
mad.
should be bad art design, but either way, you making a AAA title, you shouldn't be making those kind of bad art designs because it's Laura Croft. She is an established household
Hmm.
name at this point.
Exactly. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. Shortly after I met her, I went through this area where I had to fight this bear, and I was scared of the bear, but I beat him. But then you get to this other area where it's like a warehouse or whatnot, and then there's this elaborate cutscene, literally showing like 6 or 7 thugs like talking to the main character, the main boss, and each one of them
Oh boy.
had the exact same face with like a scar on the left side and then like a different color jacket or whatever. I'm like, come on, man, you cannot establish a freaking cutscene like of this magnitude in the beginning of the game where the main bad guy professes like exactly what he's doing, exactly what he wants, and have the same characters in it. Now
Yeah, exactly.
if it was a PS1 days, I can get it, but come on now.
Or like beat 'em up, like yeah, like like in beat 'em up or something like that. It's okay when you run into Williams like 10 times, and it doesn't make any sense how you run into Williams 5 Williams next to each other fighting. But it was a beat 'em up. You didn't think too much about that. But yeah, when you're playing like a game like that where it's defined by its individuality, no, you can't be having everybody looking the same
Yeah, exactly. That was painted, but I
or
just sit
having the
there.
same voice. Oh, and then okay, so yeah, there's another piece when they do voice acting and everybody sounds the same. Like, come on. So you're trying to tell me that this dude over here, like enemy number one, sounds just like enemy number four, even though like one might be black, but they got the same voice.
Guy 6, friend 4.
Exactly. Oh, look, same voice. Like, oh, I bet this person did the voice acting for like 8 different characters in the same chapter.
Oh, that actually brings up another pet peeve of mine. That it really makes me mad when they do those terrible black voices. when you know it's a white dude, and and they do the voices that's supposed to be black. I'm like, come on, don't do that to people,
Yeah.
man. Pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah, and to go even further, that just how just when they don't know how to make like racial differences, at like when they just make the most stereotypical black characters or Spanish characters or whatever, it just be like, wow, did you all like just look in like the first picture you saw something like that and thought this is what black people are supposed to be? Like this isn't game related, but come on. I mean, Akira Toriyama. What was going on, bro? Your best black dude was Piccolo, and he was green.
He's so stupid.
Like your actual black characters, they be having the biggest lips. They be like that super
Big,
white colored lips, and their
big old,
skin be so
or
dark.
even worse if they're pink, like big old pink lips.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Like this is not the 80s and 90s anymore. Don't do that.
Yeah. And like Dragon Ball, that was bad enough with like one of the main characters, like the like I think it was like the secretary of Commander Red. He was oh
Yeah, it was
God.
bad. It was definitely bad.
He was like, man, but then nothing is worse than ever the killer.
Killer.
Killer just set, well, Mr. Popo originally set black people back, but Killer really set black people back.
Mr. Popo. When I first saw Mr. Popo, I'm like, okay, this is just offensive on too many levels. He was short,
He was
chubby,
so offensive.
black, big lips. He wasn't even black. He was charcoal.
He was. He closed his eyes at night. Like he literally just had his pitch black and you would
He's
not
so
find him.
stupid.
All you have to do is take his shirt off and close his damn eye and he just disappeared.
Mr. Popo was
And
the ultimate.
then they made it worse by Dragon Ball Z Kai, they made him blue.
Uh huh.
They made him blue.
Mr. Popo was the ultimate hide and seek winner. At night.
Yeah, it is so terrible. But then Killer, come on. Killer, like, I mean, not only did he have the lips and the lip there, but his feet, no. They just making you sound like we completely unintelligent. Like, come on. We can't even talk now? And I'm not kidding you. Go freaking Google clips of Killer, and that is what you're gonna hear.
Oh, I've seen Killer many times. Many
I'm from the
times.
fans, the viewers. This is what they know about Killer.
Put this around. And my final one, damn it, I just died. My final one is probably my biggest pet peeve. Not being able to put weapons away. Because you're in the game where you're playing this fantasy, this power fantasy, to where you're the main character, and you gotta walk around holding your weapon until they either automatically put it away or automatically take it out. Like I don't like that at all. Like especially if I have a sword. You know, when you were kids, you played like that many times, where you just like pretend took your sword out the sheath and when it started swinging it around. I want to do that in games too. A good chunk of games allow that to happen, but there's certain ones out there that don't. And when that happens, it's like one of the first things I check in action RPGs. If I can take my weapon out and put it away at will.
Yeah. That's a
Like,
good one.
Like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do that very well. They definitely allow you to do that. And then you also too, you get that crisp sound effect when you do it. It's nice.
Yes, and it sounds, depending on what the weapon is, it sounds different. Like and especially Breath of the Wild, it might sound like wood or it might sound like steel because there's all types of weapons in that game. It might sound like a bone hand.
Yep. Good old bone hand.
Bone arm.
Bonearm.com is a website.
And I guess my last one, I mean, I could probably think of more, but my last one for now is inventory. Like, sometimes they do it right, sometimes they do it wrong, and it's just in different situations.
I forgot that one.
Because sometimes...
and for me, more specifically, it's limited inventory.
Yeah. I was kind of referring to, like, Resident Evil 4's inventory very specifically, where they make you play Tetris.
That's the puzzle inventory.
Yeah, like, that is doing too much right there.
Way too much. I'm gonna turn the rocket launcher this way so I could fit 4 packs of bullets and some herbs in here.
Exactly. Like, come on, look, we're trying to have fun playing the game. We did not play this game to play a side game of Tetris. Like I just imagine every time I open
Excuse me. So funny.
I'm like, for real, come on. Like, you can't hold this item because oh yeah, that's another example. You're limited inventory. You can't hold this key item because you already have a full inventory. You have to get rid of something to pick up the key.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The key that you literally have to walk 5 feet to use. But you can't just hold it in your hand and walk to the door or whatever you need to open it with because it's a key.
And
You can't put it in like your small pocket that you like. Your character has like 20 pockets on their vest, but you can't put it there.
Yep. And even worse than that is when they make something like completely disappear. Like in some games you can put stuff down and pick other stuff up, which is not ideal, but it's better. But then other stuff
You can
just
come
like
back for it.
disappears. It's like, come on. And then you
Oh yeah, like you do you want to discard it? No, I want to sit it down. No, do you want to discard it? No, I want to sit it down on the floor because this is a realistic thing. I'm like in a safe room that nobody's gonna come in. I want to sit my stuff down so I can go pick this item up, so I can mix it, so that I can use it, so that I can pick my other item up. Nope, you got to discard it. Like,
yep. It's got to go bye-bye.
ugh. Or another thing. Like ammo, when ammo doesn't stack, like some Resident Evil games are worse than this and others. I don't remember which ones. I think like Resident Evil 4 might have been a good example again, where it's like you can only hold like 45 shotgun ammo, even though you have like 50 shotgun ammo and it looks exactly the same, but it won't fit, and that's why you have to have a second stack. I'm making an example. I might not be the exact number, but it's something similar to that.
No, that's definitely one of them. I mean, like 14 does
It's
a good
like-
job of allowing you to have like either 99 or 999 or something, which is good. But even them with like the retainers, like I find up like my retainers fill up so fast,
Oh yes, they will. Mhm.
so quickly. So then you got to spend hours cleaning those bad boys up, trying to figure out what the flip you're gonna do.
Yeah, I will say Final Fantasy could be better at telling you what items are for because sometimes you have no idea what an item's for, even if you read the tooltip. Like, wait, what? What is that for?
And that's another thing. I'm like, how the flip are people even figuring these things out? Because like some of this stuff, like you get like so many gems and crystals and tombstones or whatever. It's like,
Tombstones.
come on, man. You get the red tombstone, you get a green tombstone, you get a purple tombstone.
Well, I can explain that. It's basically going off of the fact that you've been playing from the start. Because like if you play from the start, you understand all this stuff. But like for newer players, it is very complicated and colluded.
hmm And then,
Convoluted.
and then some of that stuff that they just got rid of. Like some of that stuff is just gone. Like no use for it anymore.
Oh, you mean like belts?
Well, belts and
Oh
like,
no, you meant like the other items, like the like totems and stuff that you might
Yep.
get from an alliance raid. But like once the new expansion comes out, oh, you don't need those anymore because you can just upgrade the items directly now.
yeah, it's a little crazy. Well, that was probably just a small list of pet peeves that we have for gaming. As games evolve and games change, I'm definitely excited to see how much better things get because gamers are making games now, and our generation are making the games, and we grew up with these things and all these pet peeves that we know that we don't like. So our next episode is going to be revolving around things that games do right, and I have a huge list for that too. But yeah, I've played quite a few bangers recently that have modernized a lot of the things that I hate about certain games, but we'll get into that into the next episode. Anything else, Jones?
No, I believe we covered pretty much what we can do at our time allotted for the day.
Cool beans. All right, well, until next time, gamers, keep on
Leveling up.